that works. Okay, I was just about to say, Linksa, I think you should get on the Ash, actually, as he headshots Yaki, as Yaki was not even looking at him. And now look at this push from
single player.
The Mayhem right now. I mean, they're pushing around, so Linksa just gets the perfect sightline onto their temples and ends up taking out 2 people. The Outlaws, they do have Flux too. Oh, Dante goes down to BQB of all people. He might have got double shot there by accident. Dynamite over the top through the window. That's so much damage. Immortality Field's going to save them for the time being, but you can see Hydration kind of pushing into them as Meko didn't end up backing out of this one. Yeah, there's no way they don't win this. Like, Linksa, he's on the Widow, but he has no HP, and Yaki does end up chasing him down. He's getting chasing down himself at the moment. 14 HP, turns to 0 as Dante finds the kill. But you can see the Florida Mayhem have set up a nice little egg dome to kind of Linksa, who has got the sights online soon. There you go, that's exactly what he was looking for. Dante finds 2 with the pulse bomb, though, in the back. Fate and Gangnam Jim bite the dust. And now Outlaws, all they need to do is win their war of attrition. Repel even uses the window. I mean, you might as well. Yaki finds the post bomb kill. Can he clutch it out by himself? No recall now, and Dante can take the duel as the Outlaws do end up rotating to the point.
Yeah, maybe just going to try to stall here. Actually, just trying to get out with his life, if at all possible.
That's going to save him. Healing as well, is doing a lot of work. However, that window is pretty well placed, I think. Outlaws had to back off there. They wanted to kind of push in where the Immortality Field went down, but the window stopped them from doing that. Now Hydration is going on the flank. You're not a Tracer, my son. You've got 4 legs and you're very slow. Repel and Jexay also fall as the Florida Mayhem now are going to be able to take control of the point. But the Outlaws are 1 fight away now. By the Immortality Field, it was pretty good. Oh, the stun onto Dante as he recalled back into it. Headshot by BQB. Yaki does trade it out, though. Still a good look for the Mayhem, however, as they do have the Flux available. Bob gets sent out by BQB, ends Repel's life. And that window isn't going to do too much for your Hydration, unfortunately. Dragged back into his demise as Gargo holds on to this Flux for this final fight.
Yeah, because Gargoyle doesn't need his Flux to come up, but Florida has the ults to work with.
Oh, the perfect Flux and grab as well. Repel falls, and they're just chasing out Meko. He ain't stopping just yet as they do end up rotating to point. Outlaws are contesting, but yeah, it's Linksa versus the world now as Dante ends up falling over. Yaki as well, lobbing the pulse bomb in. That's a 3K. Oh, Linksa. Oh, he's jumping back up. Oh, and he's jumping back down again. Goodbye, Linksa. Oh, well, at least he made it funny.
Hydration.
Normalcy.
Hydration.
His head, his very large head was peeking above the shield. And that's a mistake. Yaki ends up drilling it with a load of bullets, and now Outlaws are even split off it. Spots Yaki on the flank, still trying to deal with Linksa. You can see Linksa playing a little bit scared as well. Flux up into the skies, no Immortality Field in sight. And now the Mayhem are sent back to their spawn as Outlaws do manage to take the point at 74% on the other side. So not the worst.
He's got this really far angle.
Ooh, nice going to Linksa. Yeah,
now he doesn't have to worry.
No, I mean, neither do the rest of the Outlaws, to be fair. With the Gang and Jim falling, there's almost no healing available unless they really want to go in with this with the rally. 70% in building now for the Outlaws as BQB does end up finding Jexay. But is it actually worth it in the end? I'm not entirely sure. Gargo was coming to this one with the Flux, but he's also in no man's land, really. Even the rally kind of back wasn't quite successful, and now he's going to get surrounded upon. Beautiful shot from BQB, ending the life of Meko rather quickly, but Dante was there easily with the trade. Gargo is on the ball now to contest for some additional time as we see the 1v1 versus Dante and Yaki. Yaki, I think he has recall as well, so he's going to be more than safe. An easy 2-3-5 clip for Yaki as Gargo slams back down on the backline, kills off Linksa. OT is ticking down as the Mayhem do control the point with the rally going off as well. It's going to be a hard-fought fight for the Outlaws to win. Hydration and Repel fall. It's only the ball to deal with now. It's going to tick down, and Mayhem should just be able to claim it. Easy as that. 2 stages on Busan. Nets them the map victory. And put the window down. A big rotation for Florida, though, as they've rotated straight onto the back line of Outlaws now, as Dante ends up falling. The Bob's going to provide adequate pressure, though, for the Outlaws to push maybe onto the point. However, not quite being in range to actually score anybody and break the shields when they're holding close. Rally coming forward as well for the Outlaws as Jexay steamrolls forward straight into the enemy team, swinging away. Gargo does manage to block off the rock. Unlucky for Meko, but the rest of his team are all split off, and Gargo's left alone to defend himself and the point on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to get in here now. I thought BQB was going to be able to bring that one back early, but...
sorry, the Supercharge has also been used by Hydration fairly early. There's the Hulk, there's the Flux. Hydration already ends up falling down, and BQB with the sickest angle. That small little gap is going to be able to check not only the people down the floor, but the Outlaws DPS. Using window as well to stop the advance of the Outlaws. Dante was trying to find the back caps, only a couple of meters from actually touching the last point, but he is dealt with by the Bob, of all things. Now Yaki in the back, knowing Immortality Field is down, can kind of pepper away for free. Lynx are a little bit late on the rotation, as Gargoyle ends up finishing him off. Yaki, 8 HP, how does he survive that? Oh my goodness. Mayhem managed to bundle on top of him as well. He's going to have to be so careful now. Bomb on the point. There's the bobble you were talking about, but look at the bomb from Lynxer. It's just almost instantly killed. BQBs ends up going down first, but Repel falling is kind of disaster. Outlaws need to end this fight right here, right now, otherwise they're not going to have enough healing to see themselves through the next 20 or 30 seconds or so. Speaking of time, 20 seconds remains before they can actually get back to this payload. Florida Mayhem are going to be told if the Outlaws aren't careful.
Mecco and Repel have to live.
Goes down. He's actually on the point now. Yeah, Aki's going to beat him just in case. Mecha comes back and available with the flux, but Gargo hits it first, and Repel is sent so far up in the air he can't receive any healing. BQB ends up taking him out. Dante even dies to Gangnam Jim, and now BQB's in a situation where he can just fire and rain death from above. There's nothing the Outlaws can do. Gangnam Jim even has window available to them as well. Outlaws are going to get held just before this second point. Dante tries so hard to cause a C9 for Mayhem, but to little to no avail. 1,000 damages. A little bit ridiculous, to be honest. Oof, it's a bad start. Lynx are on the flank with the help of Dante. Did manage to find, yeah, not only Chris, but Gangnam Jin. Yeah, he heard you, Hex, I think. I was like, no, actually, I'm the Ashe player. 3 kills for Lynx, in fact.
Yeah, it's only a
Bob fairly early. Although pressure is good. That is the best thing you can do right now, is send that Bob in earlier on. BQB is left unimpeded in this side room. As I say that, as Mecco does match him eventually. Because he did manage to find one, but it's not going to result in all of anything as the tank line from the Florida Mayhem does crumble.
Try to reset here if you can't get out. Chris might end up dying here. He does just that. And Jin will go with him. Florida has to go back to the drawing board here. You would love to get out of your Gargoyle, but you would also love to hit him with a rock in the face.
It does mean that they stay alive. And now Mecco is caught between a rock and a hard pace, and Dante just taking advantage of that, making sure that Chris knows where he stands, and that's in the spawn for the Mayhem. Chris going down to the pulse bomb, and now Hex, only 50 seconds does
They're trying to leave again. They're trying to leave again because they absolutely can't do anything right now. Supercharger and pulse bomb are all they're going to have to be able to push this next one. But Houston can just drop this window where whatever angle Florida takes, you just put the window down near it.
But it's a good start. Gargoyle going down is not good for Mayhem, however, as the Bob is on the point, just getting roasted by hydration. Flux up into the skies as well. This is actually perfect ult management too from the Outlaws. They've got everything and then some to deal with the oncoming assault from the Mayhem. This is it. It's all over already. The Mayhem just got out-ulted, out-rotated on Blizzard World first. You can see exactly why. Touched it all here. He managed to get whip-shotted off the high ground. I mean, now he's just attempting to look for some people coming through from the spawn, but it's not going to happen. In fact, his tanks are going to go back to spawn. Gargoyle ends up taking out Mecco, and BBQB taking out Dante. And you can see on the high ground, Repel wondering what just happened as the rest of Florida Mayhem to find themselves on the point.
There's no way Repel gets out here, right? No, they're just playing with him.
Goodbye.
Lynxer will get a shot onto BQB, and now if they can stall this, BQB's going to have a terrible spawn. Just got the bad spawns.
Try and go melee mode in the Orisa. He's going to have a little bit of a problem now. Maybe trying to bait them in though. Beautiful play from Dante. He does get rocked. No nano. He's taking a whole bunch of damage. Had to deflect most of that, but 1/3 kills. Oh yes, sir. That will be Dante finding himself on the scoreboard, and that will be 4 minutes in the time back now for the Mayhem. They do manage to claim at least a tick and a bit though.
See how Houston tries to respond to this. They only have the Flux. They're so far away from everything else.
Oh, that's a good hold. That's most people gone up in the air. Yeah, look at that. You see the dash straight into, and then Jexo just runs forward. Like, he doesn't really mind about any of the damage because Repel's just pumping him for the heals. That was himself to do so. Supercharger now being put down by the Florida Mayhem to push themselves through this small choke. There's the Flux up in the skies. Now it's up to Lynx to try and click some heads. Couldn't quite find it in time as Hydration stalls out the point for a little bit longer, but Yaki is trying to deal with him. He ends up getting taken out in the end, but it's going to be good enough to kill off Hydration. Dante comes in with the blade, but BQB finishes him off, and they manage to get the second point. They don't want to lose this frontline duel. This is the problem, and BQB will have the Bob. 90% online already, but Gargoyle and Fate end up going down to Hydration and Jexay. Dante gets frozen on the side, but he received armor, and in fact, it's a 3v1 against the May. Yeah, that's how you deal with the May. Camp the ice block, and that'll be first point taken by the Outlaws, unless Florida find a miracle, but that Blizzard is what they want to do. That was a rock onto Yaki. He tried to get down onto the point, but was quite unlucky with it. Dante has the blade, has already used that deflect to try and get some more space. Can't quite find any damage at all, it seemed like, as the rally is now out for Chris. There's the flux of the Outlaws too. Meko's going to not be stunned out of it, as they end up killing off Chris. The perfect pick, as that armor's now not going to be stacking up, and Outlaws take 2 ticks on the point. Gargoyle's up on the high ground, but needs to be able to touch in time, and he doesn't. 4 minutes and 28 seconds for the Outlaws on their next attack. Block the other way. They are going to give up a tick, however. Dante's going to be the best one to kind of touch the point and just keep touching to make sure it stays in contestation. BQB ends up falling to repel. A bad start. He can TP himself back, but Fate and Yaki holding down the fort. Rejecting and Hydration bite the dust. It's a good first push from Florida. It's going to be Meko just trying to build up some ult charge for this preceding fight, as the Florida will truly have one of those left. 30 seconds will get added to the time bank, and the Outlaws, they've got, gets halted up. There's Dante with the blade. Immortality field has gone down as well as that beat. Dante gets rocked too. There's no nano as well, so that damage mitigation means he has to play safe. A perfect kill onto Linksa and Dante to start the fight off for the Mayhem. Fate may have fallen, but they do have that window coming online soon, so the additional damage is going to help them tremendously. Yaki's on the point now. They only have to deal with Hydration. The spawn advantage is in favor, but 1 tick might just be good enough. Florida Mayhem have secured 1, now a second 2, as Gan and Jim opens on the window and kills 3 people on the offense. Fate now just trying to survive for as long as he can to get back to the point in time, and he does just that. And Gangnam Jin with the window into the... Okay, they're using the May on the offense as well. This, on the defense this time as well. No surprise, but well, guess what? Linksa exists. And Linksa also found 2 kills, so that's a very good start. And mind you as well, because Florida Mayhem had only a minute in their time bank, it does mean they're not going to be able to capture the second point with easy. BKB's going to match Linksa in the Widow versus Widow, but Repel already kills Chris, and the Immortality field's down as well. This is disaster for the Mayhem, who are now trying to jump back down to the point, but BQB and Linksa both, BQB and Yaki even, find 2 of the most important pickoffs. Hydration, the anchor tank down, and then Linksa as well, who's just been on fire. BQB finishes off Meko as well. That will be Outlaws now with 3 minutes at least in their time bank. They need to finish with a needs to do is hold the left click. He pushed everybody down from the stairwell too. They managed to get the flux off and kill off Chris as well. Now they're on the point, just waiting for the Florida Mayhem to jump towards them. Meko finds another one. Dante manages to chase BQB into the spawn as well. 2 ticks acquired. Gangnam the last one, gets pushed off the point too. The Doom Fist to stall out for some additional time, but it's not going to be enough. The Houston Outlaws now with 2 minutes. And Tracer has the recall. Almost has 300 effective HP if she uses it correctly.
Do you see the Gargoyle is now with his team though, and he's not holding that right side just because last time he just got absolutely caught out on it.
Oh, that's a big push. Gotta be careful. Oh, Linksa managed to find that Chris, who was on the ground by the way. Linksa didn't even have a height advantage. And now Linksa kills Yaki, and that's going to be it. Okay! So,
sort of position they want to be in. This is where the fight almost always happens. High ground given up by Florida.
What? Look, I'm 99% sure Linksa didn't mean to hit that headshot. Like, I am 99% sure. That was just ridiculous.
Benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt, sure. I want a replay on that one. That was... that looked like he was aiming for something else. BQB does end up taking him out. God, these Widowmakers today are just hitting the nuttiest shots. Damage the backline as well, but Dante's damage has been done, and he ends up backing off. Repel has window, pulls it fairly early, and that's going to be denied. That space is just going to get taken up by now the Florida Mayhem, or I say that as Hydration pushes himself forward into the bullets of Yaki. However, there's some more kills. They're not sitting on 2 anymore as the Florida Mayhem are hit it. Yaki, you can see him go for it. There's the stick on the back. A lot of damage, but the Immortality field came out just in time. The perfect one from Dante, though, to take out Gargoyle. And now Fate is left all alone in the front line. The flux was good enough, and they don't touch!
Yep.
Oh, the Mayhem
Jackie
don't touch again! And push themselves to the quarterfinals of the Summer Showdown. Look at that shot! I knew he wasn't looking at it.
You're right.
Get taken out there. Yaki's going to try and match him now, but hits the Venom Mine. Now he's in the back line, covered by the shields, but Jexay
Mace
the
to the
rest of the Outlaws, yeah, just going pure melee, playing chivalry up in the front lines, like all medieval combat, all melee weapons only, and now Florida Mayhem have to switch to ball to get back to the payload in time. There's 2 people on the point. Repel might be dead because BQB finds the kill, but someone's going to have to touch. Fate manages to get there in time, as well as Yaki now on the payload. 10% away from that pulse bomb is going to have to be the one tool that they need to get off. Linkso manages to find the kill onto BQB, and Dante as well for his like-for-like on Yaki. The Flux brings everybody up and crashes them back down. The Houston Outlaws